very good morning to you. It's Thursday, September the 28th. And God, I set my alarm so bloody early this morning. First one went off at 6:30 and then I smashed that. And then the next one went up at 7, so I got up at 7. I've been disciplined this morning, got up, I've had my morning ablution, got all that sorted out, and I've made a coffee as well, so I've just had a coffee. I've got another coffee in the flask. But as I opened the curtain this morning, there was this beautiful sunrise, gorgeous pinks and salmons, and so I tried to do a time lapse with the Osmo, but I don't know how that's come out. I don't think it's come out very well. I only did it for a bit, and then I put this one on to get it and record it. And just at the moment that the sun was about to, the old current bomb was about to raise its head in the morning, it died. The battery died. So anyway, you might get a bit of colorized sky and a bit of funkiness, and then that's it. The sun's now up. But everything's set in the sat nav. I managed to book a campsite in The Hague, a different one to the one before. So it's a, oh God almighty, it's a 485 mile drive today. This one says I'm going to get there at just before 3. This one also says 10 to 3. So I said that I'd be there between 5 and 6, so that buys me an hour and a bit to sort of like, I'll need to get some fuel at some point and stop and get some lunch as well. So yeah, we're just going to get on the road and see what's what. I think it's going to be a fairly unassuming journey, really. You know, we're just going all the way. We're now on the island, that little island, Nyborg in Denmark. We'll nip across little bridge, and then we're into the main bit, and we'll go all the way down to the German border. Once we're into Germany, we head towards Hamburg again. We go past Hamburg, and then we're on to Bremen, and then from Bremen you go due west, I think, straight through Holland. So that's it. That's the journey today. I'll try and get some bits if I find anything interesting. It's just going to be the stuff out the window as per normal, and I'll see you when I get there. I might pick up and chat every now and then, who knows, we'll see. Maybe I won't have a rant today, but then again maybe I will, you know. But look at that, it's just beautiful. It's just absolutely gorgeous, you know. Sometimes when you wake up early to see stuff like that, you think to yourself, yeah, this is why it's worth living, because that right there and what I saw this morning just warms the soul. It really does. It really does. Anyway, on that note, let's get on the road.
So right lads, the first order of the day is, don't forget, they drive on the other bloody side of the road over there. That's twice now on this journey that I have left the park up and have instinctively started driving on the left hand side. Fucking hell. Now the first one was yesterday. It was leaving that little marina park up just outside of Oslo. And I think now that was an easy one in that it was a one-way road in and out sort of thing, so it's just the track, and so you're just on there, and then it kind of, there was no line separating the carriage, so it then just got a bit wider, so I was just on the left hand side bimbling along for I don't know, about 50 metres, and a van was coming the opposite direction. I'm looking at that van going, what are you doing on my side? Oh no, I know why. Yeah, alright, I'll get over to the other side of the road. Today, tiny little park up. It's a little country road. Now this time though, I should have known it because there was a fucking line. But because it was quite tight to get out, I had to do a bit of a swingaroo. So of course I swing over to the right hand side of the road. I should have just stayed there, but then of course instinct kicks in, and because I've done a swing, I've got to get back in again. I'm driving along on the left hand side of the road down this little country road. I see a big lorry in the distance, all its lights on. It doesn't flash me or anything like that. And I'm like, cool, blimey, why is he on my side? I don't remember this road being so narrow. Is he giving way? Oh no. Silly Billy. Fucking pulled over to the right hand side. Fuck's sake. 2 days running, that is. It's a word of warning. Maybe, I mean, I wouldn't mind. I got this little sticker up here to remind me of roundabouts, but it's been up there for so long, and it's been flipped around different ways for UK and here, that it's really hard to tell what it says. It could be left or right. But yeah, maybe a little thing on the dashboard, right hand side, or on the steering wheel, right hand side of the road, because it's so easily done, you know, because just instinct just kicks in. But anyway, no one died. But it's apart from that, driving on the continent, I sometimes talk to a lot of people are afraid and stuff like that, but do you know what, you have absolutely no reason. I think if you can drive in the UK, then you can most definitely drive on the continent without any fears whatsoever, because A, there's less traffic, although I'll come back to that, and B, the road infrastructure is a lot better. Yeah, it's great. It's really easy. Now, if you hire a car and you hire a left-hand, I've driven left-handed vehicles before, hire cars and what have not, and the van, etc. And you know, they take a little bit. You know, you're reaching into the pocket of the door to change gears often. But other than that, everything else is the same. And actually, driving a left-handed vehicle over here, it's piece of piss. Now, driving a right-handed vehicle over here, I find really easy. I don't find it difficult whatsoever. The only difficulty, if there is one, is that mirror down there, the left-hand side, when you're getting onto a roundabout or some sort of turn, the way the road is designed and everything, obviously you're not favoured in order to see out of that side, so that can be a bit tricky. But the mirrors on this are quite good, especially the bottom one has got a very, very good profile to it. It's quite wide. So but other than that, honestly, if you've got fears, do not fear, because driving over here is really good, you know, and an easier way, because you don't have, I mean, you have dickheads, but you most certainly don't have as many dickheads as you do in the UK, not at all. Anyway, we're about to go over the crossing. Shall I So I shall spin you around to see the bridge. And we're now on to Danish mainland, so to speak. The other thing I will say is, about traffic. I think that's the biggest thing, is that obviously around cities and big urbanisations you're going to get a lot of traffic. That's fine. But normally between A and B, everything is tickety boo. The volume of traffic is nowhere near as bad as what it is in the UK. Because in the UK, I think, sometimes I think the roads are they're choked. There is so much traffic, but that's because there's a large population, and a large population of car users, because transportation in the UK sucks, because no one wants to pay the stupid prices that rail companies are allowed to get away with, etc, etc. And then you've got the green loving monkeys who go, don't use aeroplanes, etc. But actually I think to some extent maybe flying is better, because you get from point A to B a lot more quicker. It's a darn sight more practical than using trains or buses. Anyway, another thing about driving over here. So yeah, if you're scared, don't be, because I honestly think if you're used to driving in the UK, then you're already a bad boy. Do you know what I mean? You've already got your big boy pants on, because driving in the UK does take some guts and it's difficult. And so I think with all of that in mind, you take that experience and you bring it over here. You'll think to yourself, well, actually, this is fine. There's this is a piece of piss. Yes, you do have to have your wits about you a lot more, and obviously if you're driving a right-handed vehicle, as I said earlier, that left-hand side can be, you have to be a lot more critical with that. But again, it's just practice. When you're overtaking, now I'm in this lane here in the middle of this motorway, everything's good. I'm all cushy. I'm doing just 100 kilometres, just over 100 kilometres. That's just over 60 miles an hour. There we go, heading off to Flensburg, so we're good. But if I wanted to overtake, for example, you look in that left mirror and you're just constantly looking in that left mirror. You'll look in that left mirror, once, a good twice, 3 times. In that time you're indicating. It takes a little while to kind of get used to judging the speeds, and because everything's got lights on as well, so it's not always, but you can judge the speed, you can check, and then just go over. At the end of the day, as long as you're indicating and everything, if someone is coming up a little bit too fast up your arse, well then that's their problem, do you know what I mean? They've got brakes, so they can slow down. but you know, you just have your wits about you a little bit more at roundabouts and junctions. I mean, I'm not going to lie, even if I come to traffic lights and I'm the first one in the queue, I often get a bit nervous because I don't know, you know, was I supposed to go on that filter? Was I meant to do this? Some places can be a bit confusing. I think in France as well, there are times when you would be on the main road, but sometimes you do need to give way to people that are coming from the right hand side at a junction. And it doesn't change. There's a thing to look out for, I think. It's something to do. There's a particular sign to look out for when you come into villages and towns. I can't remember what it is now, but there's a specific way a sign is done, or the lettering or something, and that indicates whether you give way to the right or not, sort of thing. You know, if you're worried, just brush up on the highway code of the country that you're going to be in. I mean, I don't, to be honest with you. I just look at whatever the RAC or AA or stuff like that gives you, but they're only going to do a brief coverage of an overall coverage of stuff. So anyway, that's Rob's handy tips for driving on the continent of Europe. Rule number 1, drive on the right hand side of the road, not the left hand side, or otherwise you're going to be in soapy bubble. Alright? That sign was missing an O, and then that would have been my name, or surname anyway. Well, there's really not a lot to film, guys, on this particular trip. It's yeah, it's a bit sort of bland. What I have noticed though are the trees. The trees are very different here. Don't have so many conifers and evergreens, etc. These are more, I don't know, what's the thing? What's that thing? What are they called? Is it deciduous trees? I don't know. I'm making stuff up now. I do that quite a lot. Just find a word, think it's good, chuck it in. Yeah, these are more sort of trees that we're used to, so obviously they're coming further south, etc. The climate. You probably don't get a lot of snow here. Yes, it's the motorway's quite nice actually. It's calmed down a bit. So when we first started, I was meant to say this earlier. So Copenhagen was really busy with traffic. There was a lot, and I was joking about whether all the motorways in the world converge in Copenhagen, because it was just, you were just slowing down on the motorway to allow more traffic to get on and everything from another motorway, and there was just so many. And the one thing I noticed as well was when driving across, even going across the island of Nyborg, the motorway was rammed. There was so much traffic on it, and I was thinking to myself, Denmark in general, there was a huge volume of traffic, and I was trying to work that out because in Sweden and Norway there wasn't as much, and I don't know whether it's because Denmark is this kind of gateway to the rest of Europe, so everything's just converging on Denmark, so it has a lot more traffic. I really don't know, or maybe Denmark has bigger populations than Norway and Sweden. I didn't think it had a particularly big population. But yeah, and even this morning, you know, it was, what, just after 7:30, that motorway had a lot of traffic on it. And okay, I know people are going to work and everything, so you know roads are going to be pretty busy. But it's like, what? You know, compared to what I've been used to for the last, I don't know, week and a half or whatever it is that I've been in Sweden. It suddenly was, yeah, dramatically busy. And now, this is kind of back to the classical European road of just quiet. This is a main motorway, an arterial motorway. This is the E45, I think it is, which takes you due south all the way into Germany. And this is what it's like now. Get the occasional lorries up ahead. There's a few here that I'm going to have to overtake, but there's always space for you to pull out and everything like that. Everything's good. So yeah, I don't know what it is about Denmark or that particular part of Denmark, but that's something to bear in mind if you are coming over here, that you know, if you're needing to get ferries, etc, etc, just allow yourself a little bit of time, because yeah, around Copenhagen it does get a bit busy. Let's do a little overtake manoeuvre. Oh, that's a nice motorhome. I must say, do get some really nice motorhomes over here. You know, nice big ones. That was a Fiat that looked like it was based around the Heimer. Yeah, there's some properly nice motorhomes here. I've passed a lot of big sort of showrooms and what have you that, yeah, sell them. Just, yeah, they're all pretty big A-class motorhomes, really nice. But anyway, maybe there'll be something interesting for you to see. I just put that on back there just because it was one letter short of my surname. That's what caught my interest. So yeah. Just like that, we're in Germany. Today's going to be another free country day. So, Denmark, Germany, and the Netherlands. I don't know if it's me, but the autobahns seem to be a little bit narrower. Still got 404 miles to drive. What's that's equivalent of London to Glasgow? So this will take us past Kiel, and we'll go to Hamburg. I would imagine it might get a bit busy around Hamburg. Don't know. And then on to Bremen. Direction of Amsterdam, and then off to The Hague. wacky races on the German autobahns. Some of the speeds that people go past you is ridiculous. I mean, I'm doing just shy of 70 miles an hour, and they're just like, I kid you not, we're on a 3-lane stretch here, so there's no speed limit on this at all. But I was actually, maybe it was the 2-lane section, I can't remember, but I was in this lane here. I kid you not, someone came up from the left-hand side, I didn't even see him. I just went, the van shook. I kid you not. My van was moved by a car it was probably doing a ton. So this is the only place we're driving in Europe. Bearing in mind, I haven't driven this in Italy yet, or Spain. I do remember I spent a year in Italy being a passenger in a van, and yeah, the Italian drivers are complete nutters. You do have to have your wits about you when you're overtaking and stuff. Right, check this guy here. And it's, I mean, they're probably doing about 90. Yeah, I'm just shy of 70. And yet, you know, no accidents. I mean, of course there are accidents, yes. But in terms, I haven't seen any. In fact, you know, this whole journey, I've only seen the one accident, like car accident, on the motorway, and that was yesterday evening on the outskirts of Copenhagen. There was a car actually flipped over on the inside lane, and a couple other cars in different directions, what have not, been a bit of a smash. And I was thinking to myself, blimey, you know, that is the only accident that I have seen on this whole trip. You watch what happened there. Careening into the back of a fucking juggernaut. That's the second accident. It's yeah, we're doing alright. We've got some Easy Tiger, 42 kilometers to Hamburg. We've got 334 miles to run to The Hague. The sun is out. All is good. We've got just over all my days. See, like some. Sorry, you're missing them. Like every now and then, one just comes, just pulls your pants down without you realising. Oh. Let's see if I'll try and get a shot. If I can see one that is tanking it, then I'll try and get a comparison. What's this guy doing? No, he's not going too quick. He's going quicker than me, mind. Do get some cool trucks here as well. You know, like they seem to have like these 18-ton statics that then pull in a trailer and everything, and yeah, they do have some pretty cool trucks over here. Oh, and you know, another thing as well, I think I can't remember if I said this. We were talking about some days ago about UK registered vehicles, etc., and I'd only seen 5 on the trip from France, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany. Yeah, up to that point, in that whole section, I only seen 5. So in Denmark, I didn't see any. I didn't see any in Sweden, didn't see any in Norway. So no UK registered vehicles on the whole of my journey in those countries. Apart from yesterday when I was driving up to the park up on that particular stretch of motorway, I was passed by a Mercedes estate that had UK plates on, and that was in Denmark. So in total, on this whole journey of, I don't know, over 2,000 odd miles, whatever it is, across the continent of Europe, I've seen 6 UK registered vehicles. What's going on? Obviously I'll probably see some more Saturday when I drive it back to Calais and everything, and even then I haven't seen one UK registered motorhome or camper or anything like that. Very strange. Anyway, wacky races. To the 7, and we're on the 261. Oh, we've just gone past Hamburg, and I need to go back there again, spend a decent amount of time there. And you know, okay, there was all those roadworks on the motorway. That was a thing. Those roadworks and everything, and it just kept moving, didn't stop, it just kept just doing its stuff through the tunnel. Motorway takes you underneath the city, you come out the other side, and you're out by all those massive cranes again by the container. This is good. under 300 miles, 298 miles. Willkommen, Niedersachsen. Bremen is our next sort of target, 95 kilometers away. ETA of the campsite, according to this one here, is 25 past 3. Excuse me. The time now is 11:15. How long we've been driving now? 11:15. So we've been driving since 7:30. Was it left? 8:39, so 3.25 hours. I'm just going to keep on going until I need fuel. I'm under just come underneath half a tank now. So I think what I'm going to do is just keep going, and then when the fuel light comes on, look for a place and fill up, and then get a bite to eat. We're all good. So, probably another couple of hours driving maybe, which is cool because that'll take us to about lunchtime. So alles gut. So just to prove a point there, I was doing 85 miles per hour when that, whatever it was, what can I say, it was a black car, went past me. So yeah, they do go quick here. I've actually had Neo up to 90 before. Takes a while to get there. I was going downhill as well. But yeah, then you have to stop, don't you? You have to kind of like have a little quiet word with yourself and go, Rob, that's your house that you're driving there. Even there, just driving it at 85, I was still a little bit like, to be a little bit off your rocker. Overlander there. It's funny, I kind of like the idea of Overlander, but probably not like that. I always think, you know, all these Overlanders, all the ones that you see at the Stratford Overlander show and everything like that, I bet you over half the people would never even fucking take it off tarmac. You know? I think this thing has done more tracks and paths than most people that own an Overlander. I think it's just like sometimes it's just like a status thing, you know, or just to be able to say, oh, if I had to, I could. Well, why don't you? Just do it. Do you know what I mean? There's no point having a 4x4 if you're not going to fucking use the 4x4 function and go down tracks and go up hills and do what have not, but just to be able to have a vehicle and just say, oh, it's because I can, yeah? So what are you doing on that nice piece of fucking concrete, driving 60 miles an hour if you can make it from meet up to meet up, not even getting the tyres muddy. Because I see all these cars whizzing by, these Porsches and Audis and BMWs, and I'm like, oh, do you know what? Hey, check this guy. I want to be in the fast lane, doing a ton. Lovely day. What a lovely day. Oh, this is me officially now backtracking. Just thought, because I'm now on the 1. So this was the road that I came in from The Hague when I was going to Hamburg to do the Airbus factory. So pretty much now, all the roads that I'll do are the ones that I've actually already travelled down. So we finally joined the circle up, because we have done like a massive big circle. Ooh. A UK registered transit custom. Ooh. Bright yellow. What do you know? He's taking advantage of the no speed limit autobahns as well. Came past me a little bit fruity. We got ourselves a convoy. Trucks. I have no idea. I haven't seen as many trucks as that since the border of Romania, where they were all just sat there, still waiting to go through customs, I guess. Now everything's going again. It's the same on the other side. I mean, I get it that they're always going to be on the inside lane because they go slower, and they do tend to encourage trucks not to overtake so much. I mean, here it's okay because it's 3 lanes, but when it's 2 lanes, I think they tend to be pretty much, you know, always on the inside. Now it slowed down, there was a speed limit, etc. But I don't understand the reason why is such a build-up. But yeah, it's the same on the other side now. Massive amount of trucks just all queuing. Oh dear. An almighty queue. As the Germans like to say, Stau. Because they don't have many matrix signs here, so you have no idea what it is. You know, you don't know whether it's an accident, a broken down vehicle. I haven't got Google Maps on. I'm trying to look to see whether there is a junction up ahead. There isn't. I know that eventually this motorway I have to turn off at Osnabrück, and then that will be the main highway that takes me into the Netherlands. And that's always the frustrating thing, isn't it, when you're in a queue? God, it's really hot in here as well. Should do like a thingy, like a slow moving vehicle on the other side or something that just says there's an accident. But what's cool, well not cool, but I'm stood still, watch the cars on the other lane doing whatever, how quick they go. I had to put Google Maps on and see if it lets me know if it's roadworks or an accident. I'm not surprised if it is an accident, the way they're chuffing the drive here. There's speeds. These ones on this side, all you hear is okay, so according to Google Maps, it's all red. And it says there's a 13-minute delay, and it's just got like a little bloke digging up. So it's obviously to do with roadworks. But it's weird because we've gone through lots and lots of roadworks. It's very rare that you get to a point where you've stood still like this, because normally the flow into it is quite transitional. Is that the right word to say? But you see, I guess that's the problem. If you've got no matrix on the motorway, you see, really what you want is a matrix system. If you knew there was this going ahead, then you slow. If you're going at 130 kilometers an hour is the speed limit, and then suddenly nothing, it's like this, bang, stood still. But why don't you just slow everything down 10 miles back? Go, let's slow it to 100, then to 80, and then at least that way it will flow through. But they don't have the matrix system over here. They have like these occasional things here and there, but so I guess that is ein kleiner Problem. on the E30. So we're now travelling due west, 227 kilometres to Amsterdam. This has been one hell of a journey. I've learned quite a bit on this, actually, on this leg, in that it's coming up to 1:30. It's actually 1:20. I was working out that when it gets to 1:30, I would have been driving for 6 hours non-stop. Not had a wee, nothing. Literally just been sat here for 6 hours driving solidly. And I'm learning a lot, about myself, the fact that, God, it's very rare that I can do 6 hours of sleep without needing to get up and having a piss. It's the fact that I've been able to go this long without needing a pee is something. But also in that, I had a full tank of fuel. So the only reason why I'm going to stop is like, yes, I am hungry and probably will need to go for a pee. But mainly the reason why I'm going to stop is because I'm going to have to fill up the van, because he's not going to be able to go much further. But the light hasn't come on yet. We've got, so we have 167 miles to go to The Hague, and I'm pretty sure it was 485 this morning when I left. So I'm learning stuff about how much I can do on a tank of fuel, because I've always said that this does about 300 miles to a tank, but the truth is he does a bit more. And I suppose a lot of it is then down to sort of, the speed you're going, etc., the consistency, what your average is. I'm sure if I was just doing like 60, I'd probably be able to get quite a lot out of him. But I'm trying to work it out. It's now coming up to 165, so that means I've done 320 miles on a full tank. Let's say the light is yet to come on. Just past the services there. There's another one coming up in 5.5 miles. So, and I don't see another one on the sat nav. So it might be that I'll just pull into this next one, just to be on the safe side. Although normally when the light goes on, in my experience, I did try this out once upon a time. I did a thing where the light came on and then I pushed it, and I did about 40 miles. And then, so that's always been my kind of, if I see the light come on, I know I'm good for another 40 miles or so. But yeah, that last section there on the, was that the E1, I think it was, the Autobahn 1, was just roadworks, and it was a steady 60 to be fair, for the most part, 50 to 60. It was for a long time. I forgot all about that because I went through the same thing when I was driving up. I seem to have erased it from my memory. So it's 4 miles to the next station. I don't know whether to chance it because, because on here, I'll try and show you. You can see on the right hand side it's got petrol pumps, and then it says 4 miles, so it always tells you what the next garage is on the route that's planned, you see, and there isn't another one. Oh, hang on, there might be one just starting to appear. there's another one. Once I go past this one, there is another one appearing. And if it says that it's like, say, 20 miles or 30 miles, then we'll go for it. Normally it will tell you on the actual thing, or the ones in Germany do, it will say what it is, and then it will tell you underneath how many kilometres to the next service station, which I think is a really good idea. So yes, a real landmark journey. You should write in the comments whenever this video goes out, what is the longest that you have driven before needing to stop? For me, it's going to be 6 hours. I think that is the longest I've ever done. And as I said, the only reason why I'm having to stop is because I'm going to have to put fuel in. And then I'm going to fuel myself. I'm going to, do some ablutions as well. And I think the thing that kept me going is having made that flask of coffee this morning. That has been game changer, which is really